well, we planned to go how hanging out tomorrow.
Okay. Hang out where?
They said we're gonna go eat or just chatting at the cafe.
Okay, sound great. Very relaxing. That's good. Ming Nok, Sin Chao Ming Nok.
Yes, hello, teacher.
How are you, Ming Nok?
As fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle. That's great. Okay. Can you speak again, please, Ming Nok? You sound a little bit faint.
Can you hear me now?
That's a bit better. Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll just wait for the others to join us. Can you please turn your cameras on? Thank you. That's great. Thank you, Huang Ang. I can see you very clearly today. That's great. Ming Nok, I can't see you yet. Hello, Ming Nok. Can you hear me? Ledok Ang, Chagon.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Ledok Ang?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Can you please turn your camera on, Ledok Ang? That's great. Thank you. Ledok Ang, what will you do tomorrow? Tomorrow is a holiday, I think.
Maybe I will go for a sleep and
You will
oh,
sleep. Okay, you will sleep in. You will sleep in. Is that right, Ledok Ang?
and
Okay, that's what you say in English. You say, maybe I will sleep in. Means you sleep longer than normal. Ming Nok, can you hear me yet?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you at all, Ming Nok.
Yes.
Wait, I can't hear you or see you. So maybe you want to try log on again. Yeah, I still can't hear you, Ming Nok. Not at all. Okay, we'll just wait another minute or so, then we will get started, everyone. Nok Ling.
Hello, teacher.
Sin Chao Nok Ling, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Okay, and Chung Hu. Sin Chao Chung Hu.
hello, teacher.
How are you, Chung Hu?
I'm fine.
Good. That's good. Nok Ling, I can't see you yet. Great. That's better, Nok Ling. Thank you. Now, did you see I returned your homework earlier this morning, Nok Ling? Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have said.
Okay. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. So your main mistake was just plurals, Lachlan,
Yes.
just plurals. Yeah, that is the main thing to remember. And I think I was saying this last week, you have to be careful, even though plurals, they are just a little mistake. But if you make that same mistake every sentence, okay, it means you will get a much lower mark.
Yes.
Okay. Even though it's just a tiny mistake, but if you do the same thing all the time, it can make the difference in score. You might get a band 5 instead of a band 8 just for forgetting plurals.
Yes.
So you do need to remember. Okay. All right, I think we'll get started, everyone. Ming Nok, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Still very quiet, Ming Nok. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
It's a little bit better.
Yes.
Okay, everyone, let's go. Welcome to class. Great to see you all again. I've got plenty to tell you about today. The first thing, though, I want to tell you about, by the way, before I start, does anyone have any questions for me? Any questions? Okay, let's get started, everyone. First thing I'm going to do with you, I want to remind you about vocabulary. Okay, hopefully, Nok Ling, can you see the document that says how to learn vocabulary?
Yes, I can clearly see it.
That's great. Okay, so you can see, everyone, I hope. Vocabulary, as I'm sure I have mentioned before, is how you get a great score. The more words you know and can use correctly, the better. So this is a picture, of course. What is this a picture of, Ming Nok? This picture.
It's a key.
Correct. So the key to a great IELTS score is vocabulary. So I just want to spend a few moments now just reminding you how to learn vocabulary, because just trying to sit down and learn a list of words is very difficult, very boring, and very hard to remember the next day. Okay, so this, I'm trying to give you some ways to make it a little bit easier for you to learn vocabulary. Huang Ang, Huang Ang.
Yes.
Can you please read number 1 for me, please?
Uh, to learn vocabulary, you should use this simple system. Learn words in a context, such as by reading an article.
Thank you. Okay, learn words in context. Context means learn words in a sentence or in a phrase that makes sense. That is what the word is used in. Okay, so for example, instead of just learning the word cup, okay, cup, tuck in Vietnamese, I think. Okay. Instead of just learning the single word by itself, you try to learn the word in context. I would like a cup of tea. Okay. So you learn the word as part of a sentence or phrase. Helps you remember it. Number 2, please. Number 2, Ladok Ang. Number 2.
Learn collocation, not individual words.
Good. Now, by now, you should all remember a collocation is a group of words that usually go together. And again, using the example I said before, cup of tea, cup of coffee. Okay, that is a collocation using the word cup. Cup usually features in sentences like that. I'd like a cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. Can you please give me a cup of coffee? Okay, so cup of tea, cup of coffee is a collocation that features the word cup. Okay, a group of words. Chung Hu, Chung Hu.
Yeah,
Okay, can you read number 3, please?
practice using the collocations by writing a sentence.
Good. Okay, so you don't just practice speaking it, you reinforce your memory by writing it down a few times. So again, using our example, you might write down cup of tea 4 or 5 times. Cup of tea, cup of tea. Helps you remember. Then cup of coffee, cup of coffee. So you are learning the word cup in context. Okay. You are learning a collocation. All right. And then you are practicing it by writing a sentence. The secret, as I say here, the secret, Nok Ling, what is the secret?
The secret is to just learn 3 to 5 words at a time.
Okay, so everyone, no more than 5 words. If you are trying to teach yourself words, any more than 5 words, you start to forget what the first one is. So even if you just learn one new word every day, only one, at the end of a week, that is how many words? Ming Nok? Ming Nok?
Can you hear me?
Yep. If I learnt
Mm,
one new word a day, at the end of a week, how many new words would I have?
I think it's about if for a year.
Or just for 1 week? Just for one
Uh,
week.
in the weekend. Can you repeat the
Yeah, and the weekend.
question?
And the weekend, if I learnt one new word a day, how many words would I have at the end of a week?
Oh, you will get 7 new words.
Correct. I would get 7 new words. And maybe how many at the end of a month, Ming Nok? How
It's
many?
maybe 30 or 31.
Correct. Okay. So 30 or 31. Suddenly you have added 30 or 31 new words to your vocabulary. This is how you do it. And like I keep saying, the key to getting a good Ielts score is just learning vocabulary. Key to learning any language. Okay, so I'm just going to practice this a little bit I'm going to give you here 2 examples of personal qualities or characteristics that will help you succeed in life. The first one is this one. Perseverance is the noun, to persevere is the verb. All right, so I'm teaching you these words for 2 reasons. First reason is that it is a useful word to know anyway. The second reason is that I think it is a great quality to have as part of your personality. Huang Ang, Huang Ang,
Yes.
can you please read for me, what does perseverance mean? Please read it.
Um, Perseverance refers to the continued effort and determination to achieve something despite difficulties, challenges, or delays, even when the path gets tough. The word often emphasizes resilience, dedication, and a refusal to give up.
Okay, great reading, Huang Ang. Perfect reading. Okay, so perseverance means that you keep going with something. You don't give up, even when it gets hard, difficult, or boring. Okay, to persevere is one of the great qualities you can have as a person. For example, Nok Ling, Nok Ling, Nok Ling.
Yes.
Okay, so for example, perseverance, I think, is having talent for something important. Do you think, Knockling? If you have a talent for something, is that useful, do you think?
Yes, I think it's useful.
Okay, yes, it is useful. If you have a talent to, maybe your talent is at maths, maybe your talent is at sport, maybe your talent is at music. That is useful. But the thing that makes your talent even more valuable is perseverance. Perseverance means you don't give up. Many, many people in the world have talent. I'm sure you know lots of people, your classmates, who are good at something. They have a talent for, like I say, a talent for study, talent for sport, talent for music, talent for making friends. Okay, but unless you persevere using your talent, you will not use your talent to get anywhere. So perseverance is a very, very important quality to have. Okay, Ladok Ang, Ladok Ang.
Yes.
Can you read the example, please, that I've highlighted?
For example, even though learning English wasn't easy, she she
Persevered.
persevered. She was determined to become a fluent speaker and never gave up trying to learn.
Good. Okay. So here we are. So this is an example of learning the word in context. Okay. Going back up here to number 1. Okay. You learn the word in context, in a sentence. All right, so here I am learning it in a sentence. Even though learning English wasn't easy, she persevered. She didn't give up. Okay, so that helps remind you of what perseverance means. The next thing, number 2, is to learn a collocation. Okay, don't just learn individual words, learn a group of words, which this word often belongs to. Okay, here are some collocations. Ming nok, Ming nok.
Yes.
Can you read the next paragraph, please?
A common collocation is perseverance pays off. It reflects the idea that persistence and determination lead to success. Another example could be show
Perseverance.
perseverance or demonstrate perseverance.
Okay, good. So we have here 3 collocations using the word perseverance. Perseverance pays off, or you show perseverance, or you demonstrate perseverance. Okay. Here are sentences which you could practice. Sentences using the word perseverance. Chang Hu,
Yeah.
can you read sentence number 1, please, about show perseverance?
So persevere. Despite the setback, he continued to so persevere throughout the challenging journey to climb the mountain.
Correct. Okay. Next sentence, please. Huang Ang.
Demonstrates perseverance. Athletes often demonstrate perseverance to achieve their goals, dream of winning a medal, no matter the obstacles.
Okay, good. Does that sentence make sense to you, Huang Ang? Huang Ang,
It does, it does.
yeah, it does. Good. Okay. So I have given you an example using the word perseverance, which I think is new for most of you. This is a new word. Okay. Showing you how to learn the word in context. Okay. Learning it as part of a sentence, learning a collocation. Perseverance pays off, meaning if you keep trying at something, you will win in the end. Okay, and then you practice using a sentence. Here are 2 sentences using the word perseverance. Next word I want to give you, okay, next word, which I think is also a great personal characteristic to have, is this one. Nok Ling.
Yes.
Okay, so the word is resilience. Resilience is a noun. Resilience is a noun. Can you please read for me, what does resilience mean, Knockley?
Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulty or setbacks. It reflects strength, adaptability, and the ability with the withstand or bounce back from change, whether emotional, physical, or environmental.
Okay, good. Does that make sense to you, Knockling, this definition?
Yes, it does.
Okay, are there any words in that sentence you do not understand?
I think I don't understand the word bounce back from.
Bounce back is just an informal way of saying recover, recover. Okay, so maybe if you have a cold or you have COVID, okay, eventually you will recover or you will bounce back. Okay, does that make sense, Knockling?
Yes.
It's an informal way of saying, because it comes from the word when you hit a ball on the ground, the ball bounces. Okay, you drop the ball on the ground. Okay, the ball bounces back. Does that make sense, Knockling? This is where the expression comes from. Okay, so it is comparing you to like a ball. If you fall down, maybe you get sick, then you bounce back, you recover. Does that make sense, Notling?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so that's what bounce back means. Anyone else? Are there any other words anyone is not sure of? Okay, so resilience, I think, is equal to perseverance as a great quality to have as part of your personal characteristics. I think perhaps more important than talent, perseverance and resilience. Because without these two characteristics, just being good at something isn't good enough. You have to be resilient and you have to be able to persevere. Okay, so looking at learning this word in context, Changhu,
Yeah.
can you please give me the example of a sentence using resilience, please?
Mm, the team so resilient after they didn't win the cup the first time. They didn't get depressed, but made some change and succeed on their second attempt.
Okay, so again, resilience means if you have some problem, okay, you don't get too depressed. All right, it means you just learn to try harder next time. Very similar to perseverance, of course, but resilience just means that if something bad happens to you, and of course, everyone in life, something sad will happen to you sometime. Okay? For everyone, something sad. To be resilient means you don't get too affected by it or too depressed by it. Of course, if something bad happens to you, Nok Ling, for example, Nok Ling,
Yes.
how is your leg, Nok Ling?
Um, my legs is a little bit hurt.
A little bit, is it getting better? A little bit,
Yes, a little bit.
but slowly, very slowly. Okay, I'm sure you have to wait 6 weeks. I know, Nok Ling. Okay, but resilience for you, Nok Ling, means that you are not scared to walk on the road. Okay, if you are resilient. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you were not resilient, it means from now on you would never go outside for the rest of your life. Okay, you would just live indoors. Okay, which I know, which is impossible, of course. But being resilient means that next time, okay, you are still, yeah, you may be a little bit nervous, but you will still cross the road. Okay, means you are resilient. All
Yeah.
right. Even though you hurt your leg, a motorcycle hurts your leg. For those of you who don't know, by the way, poor Nok Ling, she had her leg broken by a motorcycle a couple of weeks ago. Okay, very painful for her. But being resilient means that she will recover, okay, and then she will learn to walk properly again, okay, and then she will go out on the street again because you become resilient and strong. And even though it's a little bit dangerous to be in the traffic in Hanoi, of course, okay, you don't let it defeat you. You keep going. So that is both showing perseverance and resilience. All right, a common collocation. Ming Nok,
Yes.
can you read me the collocations, please?
Uh, resilience is often used to describe the process of developing emotional or physical strength to overcome challenges. Another example is show resilience, which highlights the ability to recover from setbacks.
Good. Any words there you don't understand, Ming Nok?
I'm not sure about the definition of setbacks.
Oh, setback means just when you have some problem, okay, that defeats you for a little while is a setback. Okay, it
Oh, yes.
pushes you back. Does that make sense?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, it pushes you back for a little bit, and then you work out a way how to solve it. Okay, so a setback is a problem that gives you a problem for a while, but then you work out how to solve it. Okay, so these are our collocations: build resilience or show resilience. Okay, and Ladok Ang.
Yes.
Okay, please give me the two sentences I have as examples here.
Children who face difficulties early in life often build resilience and develop ways to cope with difficult situations.
Okay, and the next one?
The community show resilient after the earthquake, working together to build their village.
Good. Okay, so hopefully you all know what resilience means now. Okay, resilience means to show strength when you have some problem. Okay, perseverance means not giving up when you have some problem or setback. You finding English hard, you keep studying. Okay, you find math hard, you keep studying. All right. Perseverance means maybe you want to buy a motorcycle, so you keep working at your job, saving money so you can buy your motorcycle. All right, you don't stop working. You keep working at the cafe or whatever till you have enough money to buy the motorcycle. That is showing perseverance. So what I have shown you, I hope everyone, is to learn vocabulary. And remember, vocabulary is the what, Chang Hu, to a great score. Vocabulary is the, Chang Hu, what am I pointing at?
Key.
Is the key to a great score, is vocabulary. To learn vocabulary, here are the 3 ways you do it. You learn a word in context. Okay, maybe as part of a sentence. You learn the collocations. Okay, what other word does this word often come with? And then you practice using collocations, you write a sentence. All right, in chat, everyone, okay, I want you to write me, okay, 1 sentence at a time. Actually, in chat, can you please send me a sentence using the word persevere, or persevered is past tense, or perseverance is the verb. Sorry, perseverance is the noun. Sorry, other way around. Perseverance is the noun, to persevere is the verb, and persevered is past tense. Please write me a sentence, okay? And you have sentences here, okay, to use as a model. Please, everyone in chat now, send me 1 sentence using a form of the word persevere, or perseverance, or persevered. All right, looking forward to reading your sentences now, please. Has anyone else joined our class? Kwang Ming. Welcome to class, Kwang Ming.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Kwang Ming?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Okay, you know what I want you to do?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so in chat, everyone, 1 sentence using the word, a new word you just learned, persevere, or perseverance. Okay, good, Ming Nok. So, Ming Nok,
Yes.
2 corrections. The first word, when you start a sentence, what should the first letter be, Ming Nok?
It should be to know the caps lock.
Correct. Should be a
Yeah.
capital. A
Yes.
capital. Okay. So your sentence doesn't have a capital at the beginning. Okay. And the next one is a plural, Ming Nok. Paralympics
Oh, yes.
is plural. Okay. Okay, because there are many games as part of the Paralympics. But yes, you use the sentence correctly. Ming Nok, you are correct. Kwang Ming. Okay, so you have the correct meaning. Kwang Ming, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you have the correct meaning, but you misspell the word. Okay, can you see your word, Kwang Ming?
Yes.
Instead of persevere, you have written
Oh, yeah.
preserve.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Okay, good. As long as you know what your mistake is, Kwang Ming, that's fine. But your sentence has the correct meaning, Kwang Ming. That's good. Chung Hu.
Yeah.
Okay, Chung Hu, that's fine.
All right.
Okay, that's good. Huang Ang. Okay, that's fine, Huang Ang. And who haven't I got? Nok Ling waiting for you. And Leduk Ang. Okay, thank you, Nok Ling. And thank you, Leduk Ang. Nok Ling, I get your grammar isn't quite correct. Although he faces up to many setbacks in his, okay, Nok Ling, can you hear me?
Yes.
Instead of his path of career, you just say career path, okay?
Yes.
Okay, in his career path. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next part should be he showed perseverance to succeed. All right, so just a couple of grammar problems there. And Ledok Ang, okay. Ledok Ang, remember, can you hear me, Ledok Ang?
Yes.
Remember to begin your sentence with a capital letter, okay?
Okay.
Okay, in your answer, you began it with a small h. You need to start the sentence with a capital letter. Okay, so everyone, you've done well. Okay, so please remember perseverance just means you never give up. Okay, all of you are persevering with this English class every Sunday because you want to be better at English. So you are all persevering when you come to this class. All right, and the next one, please. Your next sentence, of course, is going to be resilience. Resilience. And again, you can look at the document to give yourself a reminder of what resilience means and give you an idea how to use it in a sentence. So the next word is resilience, everyone. Resilience is a noun. I think, for example, at the moment, the poor people in Myanmar, where they had the earthquake a couple of years ago, they have to show a lot of resilience. People in Vietnam, of course, after the American War, which I think was 50 years ago. 50 years ago. Your grandparents in Vietnam had to show a lot of resilience 50 years ago during the war. Okay, thank you, Chung Hu. Okay, that's fine, Chung Hu. Again, just be careful with your spelling. Chung Hu, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, this word here, Chung Hu, the word is solve the puzzle. Okay, just be
Oh,
careful with your spelling. You have misspelt solve. Okay. Okay, Leduk Ang, that's true. The world showed resilience after COVID-19. Good, Duk Ang. That is correct. Okay, please, still waiting for. Okay, thank you, Knockling. Okay, that's good, Knockling. Good. Huang Ang. Huang Ang.
Yes.
Okay. Just build resilience. Okay, is not quite correct. Not build. Okay, they need to show resilience. Okay, so
Okay.
resilience is not something you build. Resilience is something you develop. Develop. Okay, is a
Understand.
better verb than build with resilience. Okay, in this sentence. Although build is not incorrect. Okay, Huang Ang, I don't want to confuse you.
Okay.
Okay, but for your sentence, the collocation show resilience would be a better choice. Okay, just for your sentence. So when you've been through a war, you have to show resilience to help you recover. But before the war, maybe you build resilience to help you during the war. Very small difference. I hope I haven't confused you, Wang Ang. Okay, and Kwang Ming. Kwang Ming, oi.
Yes.
Okay, what is past tense of show, Kwang Ming?
Uh,
Past
showed.
tense.
Showed.
Showed, correct. Okay, so you needed to have past tense in your sentence, Kwang Ming.
Yeah.
The rest of the sentence is fine, but you are talking about the past, so you must
Okay.
have showed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Actually, that reminds me, have I seen yours? Ming Nok.
Teacher, yes.
Have you sent me your answer, Ming Nok? I haven't seen it, I don't think.
Oh, I think I missent it. Can I send it again?
Of course, please. Looking at the writing many of you have sent me, okay, the one mistake a lot of you make is still tenses, okay? Tenses. So please remember to always use past tense when you are speaking about the past, and future tense when you're speaking about the future. Just still waiting for you, Ming Nok, then we will move on, everyone. In the meantime, while we're waiting, Huang Ang,
Yes.
what does perseverance mean? Huang Ang, in your own words, what does to persevere mean?
I think to perseverance mean is to stay strong and never give up.
Correct. Perfect. Ledok Ang,
Yes.
what does persevere mean, Ledok Ang?
Persevere is be strong or something.
Be strong and never
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 give
what?
up. Never give up.
Correct. Not Ling.
Yes.
What does persevere mean, Not Ling? In your own words, what does persevere mean?
Persevere is you always determined to achieve your target
Good. And never what? Not Ling? Never
and never give up.
never give up. Correct. Okay. So you have to persevere with getting better. Okay. From your broken leg. Okay.
Yes.
You have to persevere. Good. Chung Hu,
Yeah.
what does persevere mean? Chung Hu,
Mm,
in your own words, what does it mean? If you persevere with something, it means you never what?
never give up on that
Never give
thing.
up. That's right. Never give up if you are showing perseverance. Kwang Ming,
Yes.
you've heard everybody else. Persevere, Kwang Ming. What does it
Persevere
mean?
is persevere is never give up.
Correct. Okay, good. Everyone knows what persevere means. Great. Huang Ang,
Yes.
resilience. What does resilience mean?
Resilience
If you
is
if you are resilient,
to show a fast recover.
not so much fast. Doesn't have to be fast. Resilience
Yeah.
just means you stay what? Hoàng Anh? You stay. What am I doing, Hoàng Anh?
It just means that to stay strong.
Stay strong. You stay strong. Okay. Resilience means no matter what happens, you try to stay strong. Can be very hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's what resilience is. Ming Nok.
Yes,
Okay. I've got your sentence now. Ming Nok, that's fine. What does resilience mean, Ming Nok, in your own words? What does it mean?
I think it's ability to get over a hard issue or problems.
Yeah, it means you stay what, Ming Nok?
Stay calm.
Stay calm. But more important than that, resilience
Hmm,
doesn't just mean stay calm, it means stay. What am I trying to
um,
do, Ming Nok? Can you see?
stay strong.
Yes, stay strong. I don't have any muscles, so don't worry. Okay, but stay strong. That's what I'm trying to show you. Ladok Ang,
Yes.
what does resilience mean? Being resilient.
Recover quickly.
Yeah, or recover and stay,
Stay healthy. What?
stay, not happy, stay. What am I doing? Ladok Ang, what am I trying to
I
do?
stay strong.
Stay strong. Knockling,
Yes,
resilience,
is stay strong.
stay strong. Good. Chung Hu,
Yeah,
resilience. Chung Hu, what does it mean?
stay calm.
Not calm, everyone. Not calm. It's not calm. Okay? Being calm helps, of course, but resilient is more than that. What is the
Mm,
word you heard everyone else say, Chung Hu?
mm,
Stay. What am I doing, Chung Hu? What am I
Stay
trying
strong.
to do?
Stay
Stay
strong.
strong. Stay strong. Okay? Don't let bad things defeat you. Like I say, not always easy, but that is what being resilient means. And finally, Kwang Ming,
Yes.
being resilient, Kwang Ming means what?
Means stay strong.
Stay strong. Great. Good, everyone. So, like I say, I've taught you these two words for two reasons. One, because I think they are important qualities to have as part of your personality. All right? You all will have a talent at something. Some of you will be maths, some of you will be another subject, physics. Some of you will be good at sport. Okay, some of you may be good at music. All right, many different talents. But these talents, okay, are no good unless you show perseverance and resilience. So that is the first reason. I just want to emphasize how important those two characteristics are to have. And you can learn them. You are not born with these. Okay, these are characteristics you learn. And number two, of course, I wanted to show you how to learn new vocabulary. Okay, by learning words in context, okay, by learning collocations, groups of words, and then by practicing them in sentences. Does anyone have any questions about this? I know I've spent quite a long time this lesson during this, but I want you to have the skill so that you can help teach yourselves. I have one lesson with you a week, everyone, and it is important that when I am not having a lesson with you, you know how to teach yourself how to improve. That will help you improve your English. I hope so. So again, please ask me if you have any questions about this method to learn vocabulary. All right, for the rest of the lesson, we're going to go on to writing task one. All right, I think I will skip the rest of the speaking. This took longer than I thought, and we will go here. Thank you, by the way, for everyone who sent the homework. Okay, we will continue that with that homework next week. Okay, for those of you who sent me your description, thank you. And we will use that next week, everyone. Okay, you might remember last week we started looking at this chart. So this is writing task 1. Okay, writing task 1 often involves reporting and writing about the main features of a chart, such as this one. So this chart, in case you've forgotten, shows changes in 3 different areas of crime in Manchester city centre between 2003 and 2012. So again, just looking very quickly at this, just to remind us, this is the x-axis, which shows the number of crimes. This is the y-axis, which shows the years. Huang Ang,
Yes.
can you tell me very briefly what happened to the number of burglaries during this time period?
Wait, what happened to the what? Can you say again?
The number of burglaries. Can you see the
Uh,
chart, Wang Ang?
Oh, it's a yellow line because my
Correct. Yes, okay.
because
Burglaries, yeah, yeah.
my
Yeah,
screen
sorry,
had
Wang Ang.
because I couldn't see it because my screen had got a black mark that I covered the yellow line.
Okay. All right. Can you see it now, Wang Ang?
So as I see it drop it dramatically.
Correct. It dropped dramatically. Okay. And what Ming Nok,
Oh, yes.
what year did it reach a low point? Burglaries. Ming
Uh,
Nok, what year did they reach a low point?
in the year 2008.
Correct. Okay. So you can see here, as Huang Ang said, burglaries dropped dramatically. In case you've forgotten, what does burglary mean? Burglary means when things got stolen. When things got stolen, maybe cars, motorcycles, money, anything that gets stolen is called a burglary. Burglary. Okay, so burglaries dropped dramatically to a low point in 2008. Okay, burglaries then rose slightly over the next year. Then for the next 3 years, Ledok Ang, what happened?
The first,
The next 3 years, okay?
it when
Looking for a certain word here, Ledok Ang, what happened to the number of burglaries? They did what? They, can you remember this word? Went
uh
down, went up, went
like
down.
around and
What does that mean? What word describes
forgot a
this?
word.
You forgot the word? Okay, Nok Ling, can you remind him, please?
Is fluctuated.
Correct. You remember now, Ledok Ang?
Yes.
The fluctuated. Okay, again, this is vocabulary you must know for describing these graphs. Okay, fell dramatically after reaching a Changhu.
Yeah.
Burglaries fell dramatically after reaching a what in
After
2004?
reaching the
Yeah. In
highest,
2004, they reached a what? How do you describe this high point? This is a
they
high
reach
point. There is a word begins with P, Changhu.
they reach
Reached a, reached a.
um high
Kwang Ming, can you
point.
tell him, please? Kwang Ming.
Yes.
Okay, what is the word to describe this high point in 2004?
The
In
Bulgari
2004, burglaries reached a,
reached the highest point.
yeah, at the highest point. What is a word begins with the letter P, which describes this highest point?
Um, hit the peak.
Peak. Good. Very good, Kwang Ming. Chang Hu.
Yeah.
You remember now?
Yeah, I remember now.
Peak. Okay. The highest point is always called a peak. Peak is the highest point. Lowest point, 2008. Fluctuation between 2009 and 2012. Okay, moving on to car theft. Huang Ang.
Yes.
Okay, car theft. Can you see the red line?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. All right. So what happened to car thefts between 2003 and 2006?
Well, as I see it, it kind of like remains steadily. Or,
Don't think so, Huang. I
or I could
wouldn't call
say,
this.
or I could say that it
So you need to summarize. You are
uh,
summarizing, Huang Ang, okay?
it slowly went up.
Okay. Okay. It slowly went down. Okay. Went up a little bit, but generally slowly went down. Slowly went down. Ming Nok.
Yes.
Between 2006, 2008, what happened to car thefts?
Is with the cut with the red line.
Correct?
I think it's. I don't think to go. I think it will recover to the. It's rise and then it went down, fluctuate.
Okay. So to remember when something goes up and down, what do we say,
It's
Ming Nok?
fluctuate.
It fluctuated. For the next 2 years, it fluctuated. Does that make sense, Ming Nok?
Yes.
It went up, went down. Okay. And remember, by the way, when we're doing these descriptions, we don't need to use any numbers. Don't worry about the numbers. You are just looking at the general shape or trend of the graph. Leduk Ang,
Mm.
between 2008, Leduk Ang, and 2010, what happened to car thefts?
2008, 2010.
Hmm.
It like rise,
Okay. And what
growth,
adverb could you use to describe the rise? What adverb could you use?
slightly. I mean, no,
Not quite slightly. Slightly would be much less. Okay. There is another one.
gradually.
Gradually. Well done, Ladok Ang. Great. Excellent. That is exactly the word, everyone. They rose or went up gradually. You could also use the adverb steadily, okay, meaning they increased each year at about the same speed. Okay. All right. And then Knockling.
Yes.
Okay. What happened in the last 2 years, 2010 to 2012, to car thefts?
To car theft. Um,
Between 2010 and 2012,
I think it's fluctuate.
fluctuate, maybe. I think fluctuate doesn't quite cover because fluctuate would mean went up about the same as it went down, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. I think hard to have. This is a hard one, Lockling, because there's not really one word that covers this. So it went down in 2010 to 2011, went down. What is an adverb I could use to describe this? Knockling,
Slightly.
an adverb. Went down what? Went down
Slightly.
slightly. Very good. Went down slightly. Okay, hope everyone is following this. Went down slightly means just a little bit. Okay, here went up gradually or slightly. Here went down. You could also use gradually, but slightly probably better because it's only 1 year we're talking about. Okay, and then in the next year, you could say Knockling, it went up more. What is another adverb? Went up more. There are a couple I can think of.
Gradually.
Went up more rapidly. Okay, rapidly or quickly.
Yes.
Okay, rapidly or quickly. See, suddenly it went up quite fast.
Yes.
Okay, okay, good. So everyone, what I want you to do now is in chat, okay, in chat, please send me a sentence. We're looking now at robbery. Okay, robbery. I think I explained this last week, but I will explain it again. Okay, burglary and robbery both mean something gets stolen, but robbery is something that happens to a person. Okay, someone robbed you of maybe your wallet, or they rob you of your motorcycle, something like that. So robbery is something that happens to a person. Burglary is something that happens to a place, like a house or a business where something gets taken. So I hope that is clear. Burglary, things that are taken from a place. Like someone came to your house and they stole your laptop. Okay. So your laptop got burgled. But if someone comes to you and says, give me your money, they are robbing you. Robbery is something happens to a person. That is the difference between burglary and robbery. Okay. So looking at this period here, 2003 to 2005, please send me a sentence in chat. One sentence. Tell me what happened to robberies between 2003 2005. Just send me a simple sentence in chat. Okay. Just want a quick sentence. So you will need to send me a verb and an adverb. There's a clue, a verb and an adverb. Okay, so Quang Ming, oi.
Yes.
Okay, you have the right idea, Quang Ming. I actually wanted the complete sentence, though.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so don't bother now, Quang Ming. We'll do the next one. But for example, Quang Ming, you could have had burglaries grew slightly. Okay, robberies grew slightly. Does that make sense, Quang Ming?
Yes.
Okay, good. Ming Nok.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure about your adverb, Ming Nok.
Yes.
Substantially means a lot.
Oh, I think I'm misuse it.
Yes, substantially means the same as significantly. Okay, so substantially, significantly, it's a good word to know, Mingnok, but I think you misuse it slightly, okay? If it went from, say, 500 to 3,000, Mingnok, that would be substantial, okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, Knockling.
Yes.
Okay, Knockling, you are correct. Just again, your grammar, little bit wrong. All right.
Yes.
Robberies rose. So it needs to be robbery because there's more than one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not the robbery, it's robberies. Robberies rose, not was rose.
Yes.
Okay. But your adverb is correct. Everything else is correct. Huang Ang.
Yes.
Okay, Huang Ang, you are not right. Huang Ang, what happened? Not
No.
like you. All right. So we're looking at between 2003, 2005. Huang Ang.
Oh. I thought we are talk. I thought we were talking about the whole life.
No, just 2003, 2005. Okay. Nok Ling. Correct. Kwang Ming.
Yes.
Is correct. Okay. Okay, so Leduk Ang. Leduk Ang, oi.
Yes.
Okay, so Leduk Ang, you are correct with your verb. Remember I said you also need an adverb in there. So robberies rose. What adverb? Leduk Ang? What could you say?
Steadily.
Yes, correct. Steadily, gradually. Okay, are two adverbs that you could use to describe that. Okay, good. So everyone, next one, please. Can you please send me a sentence, one sentence that describes 2005 to 2012? This type, 2005 to 2012. Everyone, robberies. Robberies. So your sentence is probably going to need a couple of phrases. One phrase won't describe the differences in this time period, much bigger time period. So between 2005, 2012. Again, you will need verbs, you will need adverbs. Okay, Huang Ang.
Yeah, you don't need to talk. I forgot about the adverb.
Right. Ming Nok.
Yes.
Okay. You are correct, but there's just one more little detail I would put in. Ming Nok?
Yes.
Okay. So you are right when you say, sorry, Ming Nok, I'm just finding where you are in chat. Okay, remain nearly stable between 2005, 2012 is correct. You would need another to get a band 9 answer for this, Ming Nok, you would need another phrase beginning with the words apart from. I'll send it to you, Ming Nok. I'll put it in chat.
Yes.
All right, can you see what I sent you, Ming Nok?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so yes, they did remain pretty stable. Apart from,
But for unknown, I've kind
apart
of
from,
2005.
not 2000, remember, we're going from 2005 to 2012.
I don't know exactly what apart
Okay,
from
I'll
mean.
come back to that. Okay. Nok Ling.
Yes.
Okay, almost correct, Nok Ling. Almost correct. You are all getting the right idea. Okay, I'll show the answer in just a moment. Kwang Ming. Kwang Ming, oi.
Yes.
Okay, the collocation, Kwang Ming, is the number of robberies. Okay,
Yeah.
not figure of robbery. Okay,
Yes.
the collocation is the number of robberies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, Kwang Ming. Anyone else I haven't looked at? Okay, thank you, Huang Ang. Thank you, Ming Nok. Anyone else? Okay, so you all have mostly the right idea, but to get a band 9, so you've all given me probably a band 6 answer. To get a band 9 answer, you need to do something like this. I will send it to you in chat. I will write it now. So you've all, like I say, given me a band 6 answer, but to get a band 9, which I know the closer you can get to a band 9, the better, you need to do something like this. Okay, Huang Ang. Huang Ang,
Yes.
can you read the answer I have sent you, please?
Sure. Between 2006 and 2012, the number of robberies remained steady apart from a sudden increase and then decrease between 2009 and 2011.
Okay, so what makes this a band 9 answer, everyone, is the extra phrase that I have put in just describing this little change here. Okay, I could also have used the word fluctuation actually here because it went up, went down again. So I could have said a slight fluctuation. Okay, so all of you, I think you all described this as remaining steady or being stable. All of you said that, but to make it a band 9, you would probably need to include something like this. As I say, a sudden increase, sudden decrease, slight increase, slight decrease, a fluctuation between those 2 years. Ming Nok, does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's why I showed you the phrase apart from. Okay, that is the linking phrase I use to introduce the next part of the answer. Is that clear, Ming Nok?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Anyone, this is not clear, please ask me. Okay. Because I'm showing you the basics. Once you understand the basics, everyone, okay, you can apply this to any graph or chart. Once you understand how to read them and how to use the correct verbs and adverbs, okay, then you can use it with any chart, no matter how complicated. But you need to understand the basics first. And like I say, I could have used the word fluctuation here. That would also have been correct because it went up, went down. Are there any questions? Okay, let's keep going. We'll go past the marking criteria. Okay, paraphrase. Paraphrase, as I'm sure you all remember, means to say the same thing just using different words, using synonyms, basically. Okay, so you can see here, this is the original question, the original title of the graph. This is the paraphrase. And again, hopefully you all remember that a paraphrase needs to be the first sentence in any task one answer. Your first sentence must be a paraphrase of the original question or title of the graph. Okay, so Ledok Ang, Ledok Ang,
Yes.
can you please read the original question, please, the one I've highlighted?
The chart below shows the changes in three different areas of crime in Manchester city centre from 2003 and 2012.
Okay, good. And the paraphrase, Knockling.
The line graph displays an alteration for burglary, car theft, and robbery in the center of Manchester between 2003 and 2012.
Correct, good. So you can see straight away, instead of saying chart, okay, the paraphrase is line graph. Okay, you can see the table here, which explains it. Instead of saying shows, what word do they use instead of shows? Chung-hu. Chung-hu.
Yeah.
Instead of shows, what word has been used in the paraphrase? Instead of shows?
Uh, demonstrate.
No, instead of shows, what is the synonym of shows?
Uh, display.
Displays. Good, displays. You can see the paraphrase sentence here, okay, and there's even a list of them here. Kwang Ming,
Yes.
instead of saying changes, what synonym has been used instead of changes?
Alterations.
Correct. Good. Alterations means the same. Changes, alterations mean exactly the same, just a synonym. Three different areas of crime. Huang Ang,
Yes.
instead of three different areas of crime, what have they said?
They've said burglary, car theft, and robbery.
Correct. Okay, they've mentioned by name the three different areas of crime. Okay. Instead of saying Manchester city centre, Ming Nok.
Yes,
Instead of Manchester city centre, what have they said?
they said it's in the center of Manchester.
Correct. Okay. Again, they've just changed the words around, changed the order of the words. Okay. And then instead of using from, okay, they've used the word between. Okay. So you can see here, you use synonyms to write a paraphrase, and you can also change the order of words sometimes. So the next thing is we're going to look at the overview. I'll give you more practice with paraphrasing a little later on, but not now. But for now, please remember the first sentence of any task one answer must be a paraphrase. To do paraphrases, you use synonyms and maybe change the word order. Okay, so an overview, okay, is this. Leduk ang.
Yes.
Okay, can you please read the sentence I've highlighted?
You do this in the overview paragraph by picking out 3 to 4 of the most significant things you can see and writing them in general terms.
Good. Okay. 3 to 4 of the most significant things. All right. As it says here, a problem students often have, okay, is limiting themselves to just 3 or 4 things. Okay. There is so much information and it can all seem significant or relevant. However, for the Ielts test, you must pick out the only 3 or 4 things that you think are the most important. Only 3 or 4. That's all you can do. Remember, you only have 20 minutes to write this answer, and you have a word limit of around 150 words. So you can't write about every little thing in the graph. You can't write about every little thing in the graph. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back to this graph everyone. Now, we picked out more than 3 or 4 things. We picked out about 3 or 4 things in each of these lines before. What I want you to do now, okay, I'm going to get you to do it verbally first, and then I want you to write it for me. 3 or 4 things, okay? The 3 or 4 most significant things that happened to all 3 crimes in this. Nok Ling.
Yes.
Can you give me one, please? Okay, so we're looking for maybe 4 things, the 4 most significant or substantial, to use your word, Mingnok, okay? The 4 most important things that happened to crime in Manchester in this period. What is one that you would choose, Mingnok? What is one? Sorry, Nok Ling. Sorry, Nok Ling.
I think the one that I choose is the Bulgari is altered significantly.
Good. Altered in what way? Nok Ling? Altered in what way?
It's altered the most.
Yeah, but in what way? It changed. So altered means change. So yes, you're right. Burglaries changed. How did they change, Nok Ling? What happened to them?
It's changed significantly.
Yeah. In what way, though? Yes, they changed significantly. They did change. In what direction, Nok Ling? What direction?
Um,
Did they get worse or did they get better, Nok Ling?
I think that they better.
Yes, because they, what is the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Okay. What describes this? Chung Hu. Chung Hu.
Yeah.
Okay, so Knockling has said the first most significant thing she's noticed is there was a change in burglaries. Okay. What happened to burglaries, Chung Hu,
Mm,
in this
the
time period? What?
Bulgari rate it peaked in 2004
Yeah, then what
before it
happened?
fall down dramatically
Good. Okay,
from
it went down. It dropped dramatically. Knockling, does this make sense now?
Yes.
Okay, the first significant change you see, Knockling, and you are right. Okay, you are right. But the first significant change you need to describe is there was a dramatic drop or fall in the number of burglaries. Okay, that is change number 1. Kwang Ming, Kwang Ming,
Yes.
what is change number 2 for this graph? What other change would you pick?
Um, I think it is a fluctuation before slight increase in the number of car theft.
Car thefts. Okay, so what happened to, remember, we are now talking in very general terms, okay? We need to summarize what happens to car thefts. So to summarize, just to go back a little bit, what happened to burglaries? Burglaries, they had a dramatic decrease.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the summary. So we're not looking at what happened each year or even every 2 or 3 years. We're just thinking of a sentence, okay, that will summarize what happened between 2003, 2012 or 2012. Okay, so
Yes.
overall, burglaries had a dramatic decrease. Okay,
Yeah.
so with that in mind, Kwang Ming, what happened to car thefts during this period?
So fluctuation was seen in the number of car theft before increasing a slight. decreasing slightly.
All right, Kwang Ming. So, Kwang Ming, you are not wrong, but you need to be a bit more general than that, okay? All right, so you are giving me maybe a little bit too much detail, Kwang Ming. I want you just to be
Yes.
a little more general, okay? Huang Ang, can you do this?
I think I
Car
cannot.
thefts, Huang Ang, what happened?
Um, let me see. Oh,
Overall, Kwang Ming. Sorry, getting
over.
confused today. Overall, Huang Ang, what happened to car thefts? Overall,
All I could say is it rapidly fluctuated.
car thefts?
Yeah, I think.
I wouldn't call this a rapid fluctuation, Huang An. Okay? I wouldn't call this a rapid fluctuation. A rapid fluctuation would be something like, if you can see the pointer, Huang An would be like this: up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? Would be a rapid fluctuation. Ming Nok, Ming Nok,
Yes.
can you please describe for me overall what happened to car thefts?
The car theft is a red one, right?
Correct?
The car theft is in the upward trend. It
Mm-hmm.
went up slightly, but yes, I think it's in the upward trend. I can't find
Okay,
the
good.
more suitable
Okay,
word.
all right. So the correct English would be car thefts trended upwards slightly. So remember, we are describing this in very general terms as part of the overview. Looking at burglaries, yes, we can see they went up here, then they went down, then they went up again, then they fluctuated. But that is too much detail for this, the overview. What I would say is car thefts overall dropped dramatically. And you can see it's a dramatic drop. Here, they went from 3,500, more, nearly 4,000, okay, to less than 1,500. That is a dramatic drop. Here, car thefts trended upwards gradually, not much of a change, but between 2003 and 2012, they definitely went up. Yes, they fluctuated here. Yes, it went down a bit here, went down a bit here, but the overall trend was in an upwards direction. Is that what you were trying to say, Ming Nok?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're looking at the overall trend here. So the overall trend for burglaries was a dramatic drop. The overall trend for car thefts was a gradual rise. Laduk Ang,
Yes.
the overall trend for robberies is what?
Maybe remain no change.
Yes, very good. As you can
Unchanged.
see here, overall robberies didn't change. 2003, they're above 500. Maybe this is 600. 2012, they're still about 600. In between, yes, they went up, then they went down, then they fluctuate a little bit, but generally they are staying the same. Okay, everyone, I want you to write me an overview, please, now, okay, of all three. What happened to burglaries, car thefts, and robberies? You can do it in one sentence or two sentences if you like. Overall, I want you to start your sentence, please, with the word overall. Okay, because that's what we're doing. We're giving an overall description. We're not describing what happened every single year or even every 2 or 3 years. Overall, what happened to burglaries? Overall, what happened to car thefts? Overall, what happened to robberies? during this time period? Please start your answer using the word overall. And briefly describe, like I say, you should be able to do this in one sentence, but 2 sentences is still okay. What happened to each of these crime segments, crime categories? Chung Hu,
Yeah.
do you know what I want you to do, Chung Hu?
Uh, write write like 1 or 2 cents.
Yeah,
Describe about what happened
yeah.
to
Describe
all
overall. Good. That's right. And
the
what? That's right. What word?
crime
Yeah.
by
What
using
word do I want
overall
you to start with?
while using the word overall to start.
Good. Start your sentence with the word overall. Overall with a capital O, of course, because it's the first word of a new sentence. All right, we've already talked about this. All you are doing is writing down what I've just described to you. And again, you are using verbs and adverbs for this. Kwang Ming, does this make sense, what I want you to do, Kwang Ming?
Yes.
Good. So overall means you're just giving a short description of what happened overall. Okay, right. Chung Hu, you have the right idea, but a little bit too much detail. Chung Hu, little bit too
Yeah.
much detail. I will show everyone a model answer in just a moment. But thank you, Chung Hu. You have the right idea, just too much detail. Huang Ang.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good, Huang Ang. Pretty good. Okay, but except I wouldn't call that a fluctuation. Okay, I would use the word actually rise instead of fluctuation. Okay, Huang Ang. But
Understand.
you have the right idea, Huang Ang. Nok Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Nok Ling. Okay, your answer is correct, Nok Ling. But plurals, Nok Ling. How can I make you remember these?
Yes, I forget it.
Okay. If you write burglary, even though I know in the key it does have burglary, car theft, robbery, but in your answer you really need to use plurals, okay?
Yes.
Otherwise it means in this time period there was only one burglary in Manchester. Okay. I'm sure there were more than that. Right? So you must remember to use plurals. But again, you have the right idea. Okay, I have answers from Chung Hu, Huang Ang, Nok Ling. So Ming Ang, Laduk Ang, and Kwang Ming, just waiting for you, please. Then we will finish the lesson. Ming Nok, how are you going?
Teacher, I have a little bit of disconnection, so can you repeat the question, please?
What do you mean? What I want you to do?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. I want you to write a summary of what happened to all 3 crimes. Okay?
Yes.
In one sentence, just like we talked about before. Laduk Ang.
Yes,
Okay. How are you going, Laduk Ang?
almost done.
Okay, great. And Kwang Ming. Kwang Ming, oi.
Yes, I was send you.
Okay, you're sending to me, okay? Okay, Leduk Ang, you have the right idea. Thank you, Leduk Ang. Just some of your grammar is not quite correct. Kwang Ming, I can't see yours yet. Kwang Ming, sorry.
Let me see. Let me send you link.
Okay. The answer, by the way, everyone, is actually quite simple. So you shouldn't need to spend too long over this. Okay, Kwang Ming, I have it now. Thank you. Okay, Kwang Ming, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So you have some good verbs, good adverbs, Kwang Ming.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Again, just remember it should be plural.
Yeah.
Should be using
Uh,
plurals for this, okay?
yes. Yes.
So instead of burglary, burglaries would be better. The number
Yeah.
of burglaries.
Yes.
And again, figure of robberies. Again, it should be the collocation again should be number of robberies.
Uh,
Same as you did with burglary. Number of burglaries, number of robberies. Okay, figure is not quite correct as the collocation.
yes.
Okay, sorry, Ming Nok, I won't wait for you because it's already 1:30. I don't want to hold everybody up. Most of you had the right idea. So Kwang Ming, your verbs and adverbs are good. Good choice.
Yes.
All right, everyone, here is one model answer I've just sent you. Now, there are many different ways you could answer this. This is not the only correct answer, but it does describe what happened. Ming Nok,
Yes.
can you please read what I just sent you?
Yes. Overall burglaries fell significantly and car thefts rose gradually over the period, while the number of robberies remained steady.
Good. Okay, so like I say, there are other ways you could write this. All right, there's not just one correct answer, but this answer is one correct way you can do it. So remember, you are summarizing. So overall, burglaries fell significantly. They fell a lot. Okay. Car thefts, the red line, rose gradually over the period, while the number of robberies remained steady. That is the sort of thing you're looking for in an overview. Okay, as simple as that. Chung Hu,
Yeah.
do you see what I mean, Chung Hu? Yours was correct, but you had too much detail.
Mm,
Too much. Okay?
mm.
I want you to do it all in just one sentence. You need to be able to do it all in one sentence. Again, you can see the main thing that happened to burglaries, they fell. The main thing happened to car thefts, they went up a little bit. Main thing that happened to robberies stayed the same, didn't change. Anyone have any question about that? All right, that's almost the end of the lesson, everyone. Huang Ang,
Yes,
what does persistence mean, Huang Ang? What does persistence mean?
systems. I mean it. I think it means to stay strong and never give up.
Correct. Meng Nok,
Yes,
what does resilience mean? Meng Nok?
resilience means stay strong and
Correct.
get
Ledok
yeah.
Ang. Ledok Ang.
Yes.
Persistence. Ledok Ang. If I am persistent, what do I do? If I am persistent.
Uh,
I never what? Ledok Ang.
what?
Never give, never give.
But that's perseverance or something.
Yeah, persistence means never give what?
Give up, never give
Never
up.
give up. Good, Ledok Never give up. Okay, have to be persistent if you want to succeed. Nok Ling,
Yes.
resilience.
Resilient is stay strong and never give up.
Excellent. And Nok Ling, you have showed a lot of resilience. Okay, coming to class when you have a broken leg shows that you, Nok Ling, are a resilient person. Okay, wonderful quality to have in your life. Okay, it will help you through all your life, Nok Ling. That will help you. Chung Hu.
All right, yeah, yeah.
Chung Hu, persistent. Chung Hu, what does being persistent mean? Means
Mm,
never what?
never give up.
Good. Kwang Ming,
Yes.
resilience. Kwang Ming, if you are resilient, what are you?
It means being strong.
Good. Means being strong. Okay, everyone. That's the end of the lesson for today. Thank you for paying attention. Okay, hope it's been useful. As always, if you have any questions, please let myself or Bak Ha know. I will send you some homework tomorrow. Please enjoy your holiday tomorrow. Hope you all have a good sleep in. Hope you all have a good rest. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye.
everyone.
Yeah,
Have a
bye.
good week. Bye-bye.
My teacher. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Ladok Ang.